Afternoon guys, Joe here. I'm going to do a predictions video for you. I've just listened to half of an apocalypse video by Decode Reality and Crypto Above Waters, and they got to the astrological elements of this fall or autumn. They use the word fall obviously because they're American. In the UK we use autumn. How the banking system is going to collapse. And this morning I listened to Jason from Archaix predictions video, and I kind of want to merge the two, but I'm not going to discuss the whole of the presentations in this video. I may well do another video because this one is quite hard for me to process because I'm not a predictions analyst, I'm not an astrologer, and I'm certainly not an isometric specialist. So I am going to paraphrase, but there are some elements in this that merge together. So anyway, so those of you who are aware of what's going on the world stage at the moment will recognise some of these events that I'm going to speak of. So Trudeau rules Canada, rumours of a bank collapse, inflation taking its toll, there's an air of doom in London around the stock markets. The stock markets are suffering, gold and silver prices are rising, oil prices are very high, trucker strikes and convoys make national news, US suffering under an unpopular president, and there were other things that Jason talks about. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it's like, wow, this was all going on in 1974. So these events are happening right now in 2022. And I actually did the maths. The epicenter date is 1998. Go back 24 years, which is 1974. Go forward 24, which is 2022. And we've got a mirror effect. So I thought that was really, really powerful and something that I just wanted to highlight in my video. So you go off and watch the video and learn it all for yourself, which I am going to link his predictions video underneath. And he also goes on to say a well-known bank chain will collapse, gold and silver will soar in New York and London, and a suicide broadcast will happen live on TV. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, and again, this with what he's just said there, it triggered a memory in me of it was either a TV show on a TV show, or it was an actual reality TV show, if that makes sense. I don't think they did it in real. I think it was a TV show on a TV show, but I can't remember what that TV show. And it was about people suiciding on live on TV. So there's your predictive programming. And again, that memory was just triggered by what he's just said there. So I'm now going to touch on the predictions using astrology, which I've just picked up on from the Apocalypse podcast by Logan from Decode Reality and Jordan from Crypto Above Waters. So look, again, those of you who are aware of the agenda that's playing out, you will know that we are moving into a cashless society, and they want everything on a digital blockchain, which are central CBDC, central bank digital currencies. And again, it's something that I've been fighting up until this point. I pay cash with everything. But when you start to understand that it's actually all written in the stars, you start to surrender. And again, it doesn't mean that you have to play a part in it. But I'm hoping that my videos are just going to start tapping into those people who are aware and just want to go further with their awareness of there are some things that we just can't control because it is literally written in the stars. So Jordan from Crypto Above Waters, and again he uses numerology to suss out the markets. So this year, fall, there'll be a move to blockchain, and they're talking about November globally. It'll be slow rollout. Stable coin, which is a fixed fee, no cash, all accounts kept in a ledger. He's speculating that this will happen around 2025. Everything will mostly be in place by 2025, possibly 2024. And then Logan goes on to talk about the astrology and Shmita, which I think I've pronounced that right. Let me just get the meaning of so Shmita is a 7-year cycle in the Hebrew calendar. So basically the Jewish, and anyone that's watched any of my other videos will know, well, my last video I think I highlighted that the Jewish took over with Archaix, and again I'm going into simulations, so I'm going to try and keep this simple because it's quite mind-blowing for me as well, and it's a lot for me to be picking up on, to be relaying back to you, because I'm not a specialist in any of these areas. So Shmita, I think it's pronounced, and 2 eclipses in October and November will create a catastrophic event like 9/11. And what 9/11 did, it basically allowed the governments to bring in draconian measures under safety, protecting us. There's a word that I want to say, but I'm not going to say it because I don't want to be triggered on YouTube. I'll get triggered on YouTube. But what they do is they create events to create order out of chaos. So in 9/11, everybody's in chaos, everybody's panicking, everybody's worrying. And it allowed the governments to come in and bring in certain measures that again were very draconian, tyrannical, stripping away freedom. So the astrology that Logan's referring to there is the Vedic. So November 8th last year, and again I'm only going off what Logan's saying here, I can't verify it, but that's when blockchain hit its all-time high on November the 8th, and then Jordan came in and corrected that it was actually November the 10th. But Rahu and Ketu are again in the charts around this time. Ketu is the tail of the dragon, Rahu is the head of the dragon, and they bring in game changes, massive game changes. And Binarium, and I'm going way out of my comfort zone talking to you here about these sections. Binarium and Nakshatra is the god of death, and that's the code that upholds social morality. So it's setting, so the astrological charts are setting us up for massive change. And again, if you think about this being a simulation, of course that's going to happen, because if Archaix has indeed infiltrated this simulacrum, and it's enslaving humanity and it wants to have control, then of course there's going to be certain coding within the astrology which is going to trigger certain events in the world. And just going back to Jason's predictions, and again I'm going to put Jason's channel, his predictions section playlist in the notes below, because again I think it's something that's really really important for people to know, because if we can be emotionally, mentally, potentially physically prepared for it, they say knowledge is power. So, but he talked about, there was his last predictions video that I watched actually sent me into a bit of a, it made me very uneasy, and it was about a false Carrington event. Now, if you research Carrington, the Carrington event is where there was, I think it was a solar, again I'm just going to, because I've never heard of it before, a solar superstorm, And Jason's predicting that this will potentially happen again in 2023. And that's what they will blame the collapse of the internet, and the internet will be out for weeks. Now, again, those of us who are aware of what's playing out here, we know that the World Economic Forum has been, they actually did a simulation back in 2021. They simulated the internet going out. So yeah, it's all very mind-blowing. It's with each new thing that I learn, and also surrendering to the fact that there are some things that I just can't change, I can't control. I can only control myself and how I react to these eventualities. And also, you know, there are groups of people out there that are putting things in place to help this process of change. So the two parallel worlds, and again, Jason talks about two parallel worlds, and that's about your own your own consciousness. And you're going to have the collective consciousness and your own consciousness, and there's only your own consciousness that you really can control. And again, Jordan highlights in the Apocalypse video section that I've just listened to regarding the financials, is people are going to be hit really hard with this, because most people don't even know that we're going into central bank digital currencies. They don't even know that they want everything controlled from a central bank. Now, good news is Jordan again highlights that he doesn't think that all bank accounts are going to be wiped out, because it doesn't serve the powers of be to do that. And he also said there is great opportunity for people to gain from these events. The elite do give opportunity for people. And again, I'm going to link the video so you go off and watch it yourself, because I'm only giving you bite-sized snippets of the information that I'm learning, because it is too big for my level of understanding as well. This is all huge for me. I feel like I've been fast-tracked these last 2 years to come to this point of my understanding, and I'm trying to learn as much as I can. So it's up to you who are watching this, for you to take your level of consciousness further. That's not my job. I'm only giving you bite-sized knowledge, because like I say, it's massive for me as well. So there you go. So I'm going to link, and I think the point of, I did timestamp the Apocalypse bit. It's around the 1 hour 7 mark for you to go in and listen to the financials. But again, it's all really it's important stuff for you to listen to, because these guys are at the top of their game. You know, they understand astrology, they understand the markets, they understand numerology. Therefore, they have a real understanding of how it plays out in the big wide world, because they know that that's what the elites use to trigger events. It's all scripted. As Jason says, as Logan says, as Jordan says, it's all scripted and we can't change it. We can only work on ourselves. And then to add in the isometric predictions, which again is very, very new to me, which Jason's, I was mind blown. It's the first time I've actually not taken Jason's word for it. And I think the reason why that is because there are certain events playing out in 2022 which I recognise, like Trudeau, like the rumours of banks collapsing, gold and silver, the markets collapsing, what else, oil prices being high, truckers. I was born in 1974, so I had no concept of what happened around that time, but I'm living in this time right now, so I actually went off and did the maths when I knew that 1998 was the epicentral year that he was going off. Go back 24 years to 1974, you've got the list of events. Trudeau being the Prime Minister of Canada in 1974, and who's the Prime Minister of Canada right now? You can't argue with this. So there you go. I'm going to link the videos below. It's time for you to go off and start doing your own stuff. And I'm here just to give you little bits. This is my service to the world, if you like. So thank you for watching. Speak to you all soon. Bye.